Good morning, everyone. This is Rafe Gal. We are finishing Skyborn today. This area is... let's see, what is it labeled? Celestial Nexus. There's no way out. There's no way out! This is where we run into the remaining enemies we haven't seen yet. We're probably just going to be able to just focus fire and wreck a lot of them. Because we are a bit over leveled and over. That's okay. As I said in the last video, part of the fun is getting this far, is getting to the point where you can do this stuff. I really enjoy the ability to just one-shot these parties, because it's not something that is just... if you just push through the game without leveling at all, like, there's not a lot of, like, actual grinding in the game, because there's a limited number of enemies. Every enemy has one spot that they spawn, or every encounter is one spawn, and that's it. I can feel it draining me. I'm weak already. So, yeah, part of the fun of this game to me is finding all of the... doing all the side quests and setting up your equipment in a maximized way. In the other Dancing Dragon games, they don't have the class system for the skills, so you actually get to maximize your skill allocations as well as your equipment. So it adds another layer. The earlier parts of this game have that, where you get to pick which of the subclasses you want to go on. Just double checking real quick here to make sure we're not missing any extra paths that opened after our... like, as we went. There's a lot of them that just opened a small path forward. Yeah, like this. That now gives us a route over here. So, as I said in, I can't remember which one it was, one of the earlier videos I mentioned something about even when we're just stomping through things, the game still has a tactical element to it, because the reason we're stomping through things is because we took the time to maximize our gear. St. Teresa's battle armor. Slight drops to a couple stats, but that's because of the kings. Prevents critical hits is worth it by itself, I feel like. I guess we can just replace it with what we had. So hey, we are still getting equipment even here. One thing I would suggest if you are playing this, that I did not do, is before you start the final leg of the game, grab a couple extra augments to bring with you, just in case. So as you're finding new gear here, you can augment it. I realize it doesn't make that big of a difference. This is an area we've already been to. There must be something new. Or I looped around in a weird way. On the other one. I don't think I've been down here. Kind of feel like I'm missing some sort of opportunity with Alda. Like, she is so... She doesn't feel nearly as useful as some of the other characters to me. And I don't know if that's... Like, I've always felt like Sullivan was the better tank for the most part. Just because he actually gets more rewards for blocking and such. And more equipment that supports blocking. Like, Alda's decent at magic tanking, I guess. Like, if you're fighting a magic-based enemy. But a lot of those do AoE anyway. Creepy music stopping is actually scarier than creepy music playing, I think. This is also when I take a moment to once again point out Dancing Dragon Games has a phenomenal soundtrack. The primary developer for the game is the composer and does like all the setup for the music. And this is mostly I want to say that most of these games were 1 or 2 people, and I think the new one he's working on right now is 3. But like, these are very, very small teams working on this game, on these games. And the amount of game here, the complexity, and like, yeah, there's some minor imbalances and stuff, but there's one. It's a lot harder to have a balanced game when you are creating it with one person and don't have the enormous amount of QA testing that some places do. I think this is the second optional boss. Nothing to eat around here except you. You look nice, but you look like nice folks, so I'll let you pass. Unless you think you can beat me. Let's try it. I think we can do this. So she started with blood tap. I don't know how much damage that's gonna do. But I'm kind of scared. I think for the sake of it, we're gonna throw. Actually, no, let's do magic barrier. Magic barrier is good. And let's do a magic shield just to be safe. So she's gonna blood tap, which did almost nothing. Awesome. Our efforts were successful. Eliminate. Triple. Throttle? Crap. Actually, she used preparation. We can equalize her to remove her preparation. Just humiliate her there to negate all of his stuff. We will... I'm actually going to use Mystic Saber, which I don't use often, to get magic resistance down for her. I feel like we just gotta spam Eliminator a little bit. Let's do some... I guess let's do... Actually, yeah, let's do Project. Just get that going. She just powered up everything. So we did Equalizer real quick, just to clear all of her status effects. Annihilator, incapacitated. We might be in trouble. Prep. Attack. Guess we just see if this works. Here's a reason I saved. Okay. So that was the optional boss. We're not gonna worry too much there. She's kind of ridiculous. And it's a very long fight. I have a save there, right? I'll make sure I have a save. Maybe I'll go back to it later, but I'm not super worried right now. This is also when I take a moment to point out I am playing on normal difficulty. There is a hard difficulty that is... Oh, those are Giga Behemoths. That's why it didn't die as fast as the last one. The other ones were regular behemoths. Yeah. I do want to just focus on beating the game this video. And I could probably sit there and grind against the optional boss for quite a while. And I don't know how long it would take. I figured I'd give it a shot just to see how bad it was, and it was about as bad as I expected. Like I said, we are on normal difficulty also, so keeping in mind that there is a hard difficulty for a lot of this, it does make these fights a lot longer, makes the game a lot longer because of the challenge factor increasing so much. I'm intentionally not engaging with that because I want to be able to play through the game. That's really it. Riley, you survived. There's no survival in this place. The Celestial Nexus. Skyborn magic originates here. It's where we send the sacrifices. Not even breed. Better one of them than true Skyborn. Perhaps, which is why the details are kept secret. None of that matters. The real world is lost to us. Until this place takes us all. However... Oh, at least my blade will taste your blood before the... Okay, so we have to fight Dacian. We all knew that was coming. Awesome little epic drums here. Little Castlevania electric violin vibe going. Start with Paragon here. Equalizer. Mystic Saber to lower his magic defense. Eliminate. Declare it stupid. Triple. Gouge. Wave. Debilitate. Slow. Counterattack, nice. Physical attack. And that should do it. I'm glad that my end will be swift. At least I fought back this time, right? Okay. Here we go. Earth and Fae. At last. Is it talking to me? Do not fear me, youngling. We are kindred. Are you saying you're a Fae too? I thought they were all killed by the Skyborn. All others. I was spared. I was imprisoned. The last and the greatest. My kind were the Fae, anchors of magic throughout this land. Destroying us, our winged creations nearly destroyed themselves. They realized their mistake. They stayed their blades and sealed me within the Fae realm. I've been held prisoner here, subsisting on the pitiful souls they send me, too weak to break free. Not do otherwise. Here, cut off from the earth, my spirit absorbs those of their blood, whether I will it or not. That's why I'm glad you've come. Help me find my freedom in death. It's inevitable that I will try and destroy you. I don't want to do this. Little one, you are strong. With the power I give you, you shall be stronger still. Even so, it won't be enough to break... even to break the seal on this realm. You mean to get us back home? Fight me until the end. Okay. Quailon. Same pattern. Actually, let's start with Debilitate. See if we can get that slow effect right away. Let's get Equalizer up. Mr. Saber. Successfully avoided a gouge. Start our Eliminate. That took over half her health off. We may have done the hard bosses already. Remember if there's a second form on this boss or not. At last, you have freed me. With what essence I have left, I will become a part of you. Okay. You all right? Is that thing telling the truth? Can you get us out of here? Yes. You did it. The other half-breed's out. Is this a dream? Alda, you must spread the word amongst your people. No more Skyborn or half-breeds need to be sent to the Fae realm. Chaska is Ryler. I can't sense him anymore. I'm sorry. You try to be less destructive in the future, would you? Whatever do you mean? Claret, I can't thank you enough for your kindness and your good heart. Without you, I may not have had the opportunity to leave the mines. Are you saying goodbye? I'm going to miss you is all. But why? Where are you going? I have to stay in the Fey Realm. The seal has been broken. But I have to take Kvalan's place as Anchor of Magic. If I don't, it will fade from this land entirely. Who cares? You shouldn't have to be stuck in there. I care. Alda and the Skyborn are all forged of magic themselves. Who knows what would happen to them? As it is, I can sense the Earth's magic is already less potent with the loss of Kvalan. Perhaps other Fae will be born, and the bonds of Earth and magic will strengthen once more. But until then, I must remain. But it was warped and tainted before. I shall set about cleansing it straight away. You shouldn't have to be chained there. It's Kvalan all over again. If it is a Feyland and I am Fey, then it's where I belong. I had never really thought to belong anywhere, so really it is no burden at all. Recent events may have left deep scars in the Earth and its people. I'm certain that the four of you will have a role in its healing. I'll work on this portal making thing and see if I can't visit every now and then. Goodbye. She's right. We've an escape to be making. You three go on ahead. My place is here. My people need to hear of these events. More than that, they'll need someone to lead them. Hopefully someone knowledgeable, fair-minded, but still strong and powerful, who can learn from the mistakes of the past. Why are you both looking at me? Did you hear? The Red Spectre has slain the Empress. Even worse, I haven't been able to cast more than a light spell. What will become of us? I heard there are some Skyborn planning to leave and head for Old Stormrock. I think I'm going to go with them. The winds of change are a-blowing. Maybe you're right. Who knows where this will lead? Perhaps we can't find a way to coexist with the Skyborn as equal. You mean that? Yes, my dear, I really do. Come to think that I have, in the past, been ever so slightly narrow-minded. Slightly. Bum, 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 bum. No more hiding, no more underground. This is going to be great. It'll take some time before everything settles down, but yes, I think we are finally on a path towards peace. Claret, I'm proud of you. Mom and Dad would be too. I only wish I'd been more contribution myself. You did kind of just hang out for a while. You want to contribute? How about you fund my new business venture? Claret's mobile air repair. Anytime, any altitude. My workshop comes to you. I mentioned it before. It's going to be a huge success. And since I have the money, which will be soon, I'll buy Spencer Dry Dock back from you. Blast, I forgot I bought that place. If you're hiring, I know a bunch of out-of-work rebels that could use some employment. Goodness, this is starting to sound like work. It's work fixing stuff, helping people. Who knows, you might even be good at it. Very perceptive little guy he is. He is wondering about the Red Spectre. I have a feeling the Red Spectre will be meeting its untimely end soon. I've done a lot of things that could only inflame passions while trying to build a lasting peace. But I'll pay my penance. I owe this city so much. So, this is when I get to take a moment to gush about this game. The story's pretty straightforward. The characters are even relatively straightforward archetypes as well. But it does a very good job presenting the entire thing well. The map of this world, we barely get to see outside of the one city. Most of our stuff is either just directly at the city. I mean, there's one point where we actually wander away from the city and into the desert. Everything else is just effectively just the surrounding area to this one city. But it tells such a big story in that space. Is that silly sword? He gave it to me last I saw him. Said he didn't need it anymore. We can spar later if you want. That'd be great. Trying to get good enough to make it through Nordenwald Forest. Research. See if you can learn more about the Fae. There's lots of little character things that are dynamic throughout the story as well. And I think that's one of the biggest things. Little things in the dialogue that change. There are a few things that happen rather quickly. But even that, like Sullivan's change from killing the Empress, wanting to murder all the Skyborn to maybe we can coexist. Yes, that happens in a very short space of time, but it also happens... It's kind of been happening throughout the story, and that was just the tipping point where he realizes it. It is a little fast, but it still is a good story. I left my airship. What the? I'll buy you a new propeller, I swear. What did you... Did you hit something again? That mountain came out of nowhere. I also appreciate, and I can't remember if it's going to actually do anything with it here. That's the new Skyborn Empress. My parents said she's been working with us humans to get a human Empress, like a king or something. Maybe I'll get picked. Oaked man. Is that so? Yeah, everyone loves her. They say she's really pretty. Yes, she is. You seen her, mister? I have. We knew each other when we were young. Strong. Beautiful. Proud. I loved her. Well, girls are gross, but I guess empresses are okay. See ya! I believe that's Dacian? There we go. So yeah. I like the fact that this story, or that this game has several love stories, but it doesn't actually have any of them in the foreground or in text. It leaves it up to you. It leaves it... I mean, it takes place over such a short time, it makes sense that it wouldn't progress further than it has, in any case. You just get these little things where these characters seem to be affectionate towards each other, or their affections seem to be changing. I think there's like one instance of Claret blushing when Sullivan makes a kind of flirty comment. I like the fact that there are... You know, it tells kind of the evil empire story. I really like the fact that... Oh, I was wrong. There are a few more people involved. But not many. So yeah, like I was saying, I feel like another really good example of this, of the strength of the storytelling here, is the way that the last boss happens. I like the fact that the last boss isn't the Empress. It isn't some... it isn't even like some evil force that was pulling the strings from behind the scene. Kind of was, but it's not actually evil. It's a trapped force that's just been corrupted. It's something that's just old and forcibly entrapped. It's just surviving, and it knows that, and it wants to stop. It's neat. I feel like this game is a great little bite-sized RPG. I was doing so I mentioned in the first episode, I think, I do some social media stuff for Dancing Dragon Games, and what I do is basically just post a discussion topic every week. And one of them that came up recently that I made was, what games do you feel would be good recommendations to try and introduce somebody to a JRPG for the first time? And this was one of my suggestions for it. I feel like this is a very, like I said, a bite-sized RPG. It is a good encapsulation of what makes a JRPG, but it's 10 hours. It has a difficulty setting, so, you know, if you want to play on easy, you can. Like, you could hand this to someone who's never played an RPG before. The story grabs you right away. It throws you right into the action. It's easy to follow. There's not a lot of points where you're likely to get lost. The more complex systems, if you're on easy difficulty, really aren't needed. Like, we set up a really, really strong party, and we breezed through normal. If you did even part of the stuff we did, you could probably get through easy without too much problem. I don't know. I don't necessarily think it is the best of Dancing Dragons games, even. Like, there are other games, just from a pure quality perspective, might be better just because of the extra difficulty and complexity to them. Like, Echoes of Etheria has a really complex battle system compared to any of the other ones. And a lot more complex of a skill system. And Deadly Sin 2, like I said, has the skill trees instead of just the class system. And both of those are longer games. But Skyborn there's something special about it that I really, really love. And I think it is just the fact that it is so simple. It's just simple and clean, well done, just enough challenge, and the ability to challenge yourself a little more. I mean, we did get our butts kicked by that optional boss. Like, it's worth checking out, is basically where I'm going with this. And most of the time, I think this is like maybe $5-10 on Steam. Like, you can get it on sale for less than that in a collection with all the other games. So it's definitely worth picking up, and I hope that you will. I hope you've enjoyed this. I am planning on playing some of Dancing Dragon Games' other titles throughout the next couple years. And I'll definitely be covering their new game whenever that comes out. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed it, give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. Tons of other JRPGs floating around. Pretty good variety of platformers, Metroidvanias as well. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.